were very controversial. Mr. Speaker, Abraham Lincoln was elected president with mainly the support of the North. The southern states felt that they lost and they felt segregated. Mr. Speaker, then before the president was sworn in, they went to hold a meeting in Montgomery, Alabama, where they swore a new president in 11 states. They formed the Confederacy. Mr. Speaker, that controversy around the election of the President of the United States at that time brought about a civil war that lasted for 4 years. Over 600 people, 1,000 people died. Mr. Speaker, we are happy that in Kenya, it hasn't gone that way, that people decided to speak before it deteriorated. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to stand here and tell people matters election are very critical for the stability of the nation. And we need to handle them with care. And the critical thing I want to quote here is what President Lincoln said. He said that we must agree that popular vote is not an absurdity. We must agree. And we must settle the question that a minority that loses an election cannot at will decide to break a government that is formed by the majority. So, Mr. Speaker, let us discuss, but let the principle prevail. If you lose an election, please go home. You have no right to break a government because you lost an election. What Madam Senator Dulo has said is what has happened many years ago. And people are trying to reinvent what has happened. Please don't bring chaos because you lost an election. And this is the whole thing about this dialogue, is about that election. It has happened in the US and it's being repeated word for word, except we haven't gone to civil war. We are asking people to have good manners. When you go to an election, you lose an election, don't bring problems to the country. Go home.
Senator Kamau Githuku.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Nataka niweze kuunganika pamoja na wenzangu kusupport hoja hii ambayo